Put that. Put that.
Welcome to the December 19th, 2023 City Council meeting. If you please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you please remain standing, I'd like to invite Reverend Dr. Joshua Long with First Presbyterian Church to provide this evening's invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let us pray. Gracious God, we thank you for these men and women here who are giving of themselves for this community. And we pray that you would be here giving your blessing, that you would move among us, blessing these men and women with wisdom, understanding, and compassion. Just as you came to earth and were made flesh as a servant leader, and just as you came to care for the poor, the needy, the lost, and the lowly, so we pray that you would lead these men and women to be servants of this community with special care for the poor, the needy, the lost, and the lowly here in Harrison. May the good news of this Christmas season move us all to reach out in grace, in love, and in forgiveness. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Egner.
Here.
Mr. Grubbs.
Here.
Mr. Samuels.
Here.
Mr. Akra.
Here.
Mr. Maines.
Here.
Mrs. Wilson. Here.
First item this evening is approval of the council meeting minutes from December 5th, 2023.
So move. Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson.
Yay.
Egner.
Yay.
Grubbs.
Yay.
Samuels.
Yay.
Akra.
Yay.
Maines.
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson.
Yay.
The first guest this evening is listed as the Harrison Chamber of Commerce, Greater Harrison Chamber of Commerce. Do we have a representative here this evening? Okay, we do not. Well, Joe, I guess she's going to come up and give an update.
I have a few updates from the chamber, and we do have a chamber member of the month, and I can't find the email. Matt, do you know who the chamber member was? I do apologize. We did invite them here, and if Matt can find the email from Sarah, we will let you know who that is. On December 21st, there is a member meeting. It's online, and the subject matter is learn to build a cohesive and productive workplace where people want to be. So you're all invited to join that. On January 16th, they also have a member meeting that's online, and that subject matter is protect your family and livelihood with new resources from the chamber. And then on January 25th, they have their annual celebration and business awards. You can start the year strong and celebrate growth and prosperity with the chamber. And all of this information is at greaterharrisoncc.com. And if we... So that will be our chamber update, and we will let you know who the member of the month is if we find it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have a presentation I'd like to make at this time. If I could have Kim and Kurt Wolfer come up to the podium, please. So it's been probably 5 years ago, I got this phone call from somebody I didn't know, asking if Harrison had a sister city, and we didn't. And they had a lot of questions. And after about a year of back and forth, the mayor from a German city called Meckesheim visited here on vacation and we started a relationship that now today, just this past September, was completely finalized. That person that called me was Kim, on the request of her husband, Kurt, who had been asking her all these questions. And they were instrumental in this process, so I'd like to recognize their efforts. I have a Civil Service Award presented to Kurt and Kim Wolford in recognition and appreciation for your significant contributions and generosity that were instrumental to the successful sister city collaboration between the City of Harrison and Meckesheim, Germany, December 19th, 2023. With gratitude and best wishes, Mayor William Nyer and Harrison City Council members.
I can only say that since September, we have received nothing but excitement from the people in Meckesheim that were here, and we've made lifelong friends, and we even had someone that approached my husband when we visited in October, that actually was not for the sister city, and they actually said, this changed my viewpoint of America. Literally, he said, meeting the warm people of Harrison, Ohio absolutely changed his viewpoint of what they think of Americans, because it was their first time in our country even. So for me, just that one person saying that says that this whole project was a win.
And also, I want to say thanks a lot to the council, thanks a lot, Bill, and we feel really honored, and also a few words to that. I'm so happy because actually where I come from is from Meckesheim, Germany, and now my home is Harrison. Well, my wife is my family now, moved over here. And yes, we got very, very good feedback. And the nice thing is also, you know, sometimes when you never were in a country really, and then all of a sudden you come there as a stranger and you get a welcome so lovingly and so warm and with open hearts, that makes such a big difference. And they said they never expected that, and they were blown away, and they can't wait that more and more of people from here are coming and over there, that they can show them also the generosity and show them the area and everything, and that's what it makes for, that there starts traveling back and forth in communication. That will, was heißt erreichen? Sorry, I only know the German word right now. so yeah, it will be all benefits for us. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
I have one more recognition I'd like to make, and they aren't expecting this, but I'd like Risa Dole to come up. So when our former clerk retired, Risa was gracious enough to accept the position, which does not pay well, but is very hard worked. So I have a civic service award to present to her for her efforts, and I can tell you that council operates much more efficiently and effectively with a clerk, especially one like Risa. So I have a civic service award presented to Risa Dole, Harrison Clerk of Council, in recognition and appreciation for 6 years of outstanding and dedicated service to the citizens of Harrison, Ohio, December 19th, 2023. With gratitude and best wishes, Mayor William Nyer and Harrison City Council members. Risa.
Speech.
And behave for the next clerk. Please behave.
Don't be saying stuff like that. I'm trying to find one, so.
Who was that directed at?
You. Had to be you.
Next on our agenda is the American Legion. They have a presentation this evening.
Mayor, you need to go back up there, I guess, for the last time. Jean has a check to present to the mayor's fund, and she'll announce how much it is.
I want you to tell me.
Mayor Nyer, it's our great honor to been a sponsor of the Harrison Mayor's Fund for a number of years, and we will continue to support this as long as we have the great funds that we're getting in right now. But this month, we would like to make a donation to the Mayor's Fund in the amount of $3,692.
I got it.
The American Legion's been a tremendous sponsor of the Mayor's Fund over the years, and with the legalization of e-gaming at the different civic organization like the Legion, they have been above and beyond a great sponsor this year, and since that started of the Mayor's Fund, so we're greatly appreciative of that. Thank you. Next, we have the Moose Lodge, and they have a presentation also.
I'm John Payne. I'm an officer at the Harrison Moose Lodge down on Vine Street. We also, like the Legion, have the good fortune of being able to now, with the state of Ohio's new laws in gaming, are allowed to take part of that profit. Some of that goes to the lodge and our local charities. We also have got contracts basically with the City of Harrison Police Department and Fire Department, as well as the Southwest Local School District, and give away a large portion of the proceeds from the gaming. So tonight, Chief Lindsay. This is the fourth installment of 2023 for the amount of $3,401.55. Thank you, Chief.
Picture. You just give their check to the police chief also.
Okay. Chief, for all you guys do, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Again, another check for $3,401.
How you gonna show the police department that check now?
So our last visitor this evening is State Representative Cindy Abrams.
All right, Mayor, this one's for you. Want to come on over here?
Hey, big boy, how you doing? Good to see you.
So it's funny when you try to sneak up and surprise the guy in charge. You know, I'm like, I don't want to call him and say I have something for him and ruin the surprise. But then, you know, for the agenda and whatnot. So thank you for being so gracious. All right, so this is a commendation from the state of Ohio. I'm going to go ahead and read it. On behalf of the members of the Ohio House of Representatives, the 135th General Assembly of Ohio, we are pleased to extend special recognition to William Nyer on over 20 years of service to the public in the city of Harrison specifically. Throughout your distinguished tenure in the regulatory field, you have demonstrated an unwavering dedication to performing your duties and fulfilling your responsibilities with the utmost efficiency and competence. Commencing your career as a production scheduler for the Brighton Company in 1984, you worked for both public and private agencies over the years, most recently serving as a general manager of the Valley Rural Utility Company since 2022, and you have been instrumental to the success of numerous projects. Always sincere and energetic in your approach to your tasks, you have given freely of your time and abilities far beyond what was required or expected, and have displayed a genuine commitment to attaining your goals in a skillful and professional manner. The enthusiasm and generosity you have shown in your endeavors have earned you the respect and admiration of all of those with whom you have been associated, and to your credit, you have demonstrated how very much a conscientious, industrious person can accomplish. As you reflect on your career in public service, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have provided a valuable service to the community and have established a record of achievement that will stand as a hallmark for others to emulate. Thus, with great pleasure, we congratulate you on your years of service to Harrison and salute you as one of Ohio's finest citizens. And it's signed by the Speaker of the Ohio House and myself.
It doesn't pay well.
Chance that camera will never work again.
I think black and white would just capture the moment, though.
Thank you, Cindy. That was very unexpected. It's very humbling to have the honor to serve the community for that period of time. So that recognition kind of caps it off a little bit. Thank you. So we'll move into the business portion of the meeting this evening. First item is to set a public hearing for Oakland Hills Development zoning change with a PUD residential overlay on Carolina Trace. Do we have a date and time for that?
I'd like to set a public hearing for January 16th at 6:30 p.m.
We have a motion to set the hearing for January 16th at 6:30 p.m., January 16th, 2024.
So is that the day we have to do it, or can we move it back a month?
I don't think we can move it into February, but I think that the January 16th meets the deadline.
There's a deadline?
It's a deadline from when it comes from planning.
That's the soonest we could have it.
45 days.
Yeah, that it has to.
Yeah, I think it's 45 days
You're
from when it
supposed
comes from planning to us.
Set it.
Hmm.
Is it 35?
So I know 35 is for BZ. I didn't know if that was for planning.
I think that's right at our limit. Is the 16th.
Well, I wouldn't do it earlier than that.
And with the first meeting, we don't have any official committees or
Right.
anything assigned, and then the next meeting is gonna be too late.
But you're
So that'd
saying,
be under 35 days.
And they're saying February
Isn't
would
that
be
the
too
and
late.
he's saying February, he's
No,
not saying the first meeting.
Next meeting in February
Oh,
would be
okay.
too late.
Just
It'd be past our
set it,
time.
not necessarily have it.
Why do we
Have
vote on
to.
the date if there's a timeline? And I guess we have to set it. We do have to set it. in
Mr.
some
Dieters,
sort
is
of
that to
a
set the
rate.
meeting, or is that to have
That's
the
for the
actual
public
meeting?
hearing.
It has to take place within 35 days.
Oh, it
Okay.
is, okay.
What happens if the meeting doesn't happen in 35 days?
It's gotta take place within 35 days. I
Fair
don't know
enough.
what the answer is. I don't wanna find out. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Was that a motion, Ryan?
So he has a motion.
I have
a second.
Oh, you do?
Tony seconded it.
Okay, so we have motion second. Roll call, please.
Egner,
Yeah.
Grubbs.
Yeah.
Samuels,
Yay.
Acra,
Yay.
Maines,
Nay.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yay.
Mr. Wilson.
Yay.
So the hearing
Mr.
will
Mayor,
be-
before we go into the next line, I'd like to ask, can we have the planning commission had a work session with the contractor or developer, one-on-one with the public being present, and I would like to see the city council have the same kind of meeting, so that the city council can ask direct questions to the developer, and the developer can talk directly with the city council.
So,
I'd like to see that done somewhere either the 9th or 10th of January.
so when we get to the end of the items that are on the agenda, we can add that item.
Okay.
For consideration.
Thank you.
That is allowable. It would be a public meeting, just in the same manner as the last time.
Okay.
Okay. So our next item is a vote on a resolution to award a contract for the well construction project.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this item? Roll call, please.
Grubbs,
Yay.
Samuels,
Yay.
Acra,
Yay.
Maines,
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yay.
Mr. Wilson,
Yay.
Egner.
Yeah.
That is resolution 15 of 23.
Next item is vote on a resolution to amend section 183.06 of the Harrison City Codified Ordinances, providing credit for income tax paid to other municipalities.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. Do we have any discussion on this item?
This, if I understand it correctly, this would roll back the tax credit on about 70% of the taxpayers in the city of Harrison.
So
Currently do not.
the taxpayers that currently receive a credit for income tax paid in other municipalities would lose half of that in 2024 and the remainder of it in 2025.
And we're not, we're putting we're leaving the fire levy on the ballot, or that's undetermined at this point. Whether we will
Don't
take
know that
away or-
we've had legislation saying that we're going to do that or not. During the work session that we had, the last work session in the public hearing, it was discussed that I believe we were going to put that on the ballot, correct?
Yeah, that's the intent.
But that you have until 75 days, I believe, or 90 days before the ballot initiative to get that to the Board of Elections to be placed on the ballot. So council can address that during 2024. They would need to pass legislation having that placed on the ballot. Roll call, please.
Samuels,
Yay.
Acra,
Yay.
Maines,
Nay.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yay.
Mr. Wilson,
Yay.
Egner,
Yay.
Grubbs.
Yay.
That's resolution 16 of 23.
Next item is a vote on an ordinance amending ordinance number 11, 2003, which enacted a recreational facilities tax in the city of Harrison, Ohio. Do you have a motion on this item of any type?
Mayor, I think at this point, we should table the item. That way we can get some further discussion around it.
Is that a motion or a
Motion to
suggestion?
table.
So
Sorry.
we have a motion to table.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Acra,
Nay.
Maines,
Nay.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yay.
Mr. Wilson,
Yay.
Egner,
Yay.
Grubbs,
Yay.
Samuels.
Yay.
So the motion will be tabled until it's requested to be placed back on the agenda. Or the item. Wilson, do you have an item you'd like to add?
Yes, I'd like to have a meeting with the council and the Mark Gradison for a discussion on the project, Oakland project. And I'd like it to be either the 9th or 10th of January, be prior to our next council meeting, or the council, second council meeting in January. And the public would be invited, be the same action as was done with the planning commission, that they can listen in, but the discussion will strictly be between council and the developer.
So the 9th will be planning commission at 7:30, but the rest of the evening.
Please?
The 9th will be planning commission evening at 7:30 PM, but and this room will be open until that point.
It's up to you guys if you want to hold it earlier, or if you just want to hold it the next day.
I am not available on the 10th.
Sorry. They said 10th or 11th.
Why couldn't we do it on the 9th earlier?
Yeah,
I guess Gradison is not available.
I got you.
So
And I'm
currently,
sorry,
the
Ryan,
two
when-
dates for consideration are the 10th. Well, Ryan's not available, Ryan Grubbs, or Samuel's not available on the 10th, so
Ryan, you available on the 11th?
No. I'll be out. I think I'll be out of town for work.
Would it be possible to do it the week prior? Gotcha.
are they available the 8th? That's Monday. Or the 15th, which is a holiday, but Martin Luther King Day, but that would be the day immediately prior to the public hearing.
Would you want to do it on the 16th, just have it earlier?
Have the work session.
That work for everybody?
5:30?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Then let's do it on the 16th at 5:30. They're going to be here anyway, that 16th.
So Jerry has a motion to have a public work session with council and the Gradison Development Company on January 16th at 5:30 PM.
That's correct.
Do we have a second on that motion?
I'll second it.
We have roll call on the motion, please.
Maines,
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yay.
Mr. Wilson,
Yay.
Egner,
Yeah.
Grubbs,
Yay.
Samuels,
Yay.
Akra.
Yay.
Okay. Public hearing, or the public work session will be set for that evening. Any other items that we need to address this evening? Okay, we'll move into reports. First, I would like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The Mayor's Fund distribution was this last Saturday. It went very well. We had 97 families sign up. There were several hundred children. Hundreds and hundreds of toys were dispersed for them. JTM provided frozen food. The school system collected canned goods and clothing. So all of these needy families had as much of their needs met as we could manage last Saturday. Hopefully that's of great benefit to them. The Mayor's Fund throughout the year provides housing security and to the residents of the community of all of Southwest Local School District by providing rental assistance and utility assistance. So if you're in danger of having your utility shut off or being evicted, you have an unexpected bill that you can't pay, we'll try to help you with the rent or the utilities and you figure the rest out. But the goal of the Mayor's Fund is provide housing security for those in the Southwest Local School District. And the contributions that we receive from the Legion, the VFW, the other organizations in the city, and individuals, we have individuals that donate on a regular basis, make up the bulk of our funding. We do have a golf outing annually. The next one's scheduled for August of 2024, I believe the second Saturday. We raise a little bit of money off that, about 1 month's funding, which is $6,000. We usually make about 7 or 8 on the golf outing. So Next year, we're on schedule to, if everything works out, provide $72,000 of assistance to the community in that type of assistance. So Ryan's going to be taking over as executive director in January. I'm sure he'll do a great job. And that organization is going to be partnering with Papa John's. There's a ribbon cutting on December 28th. They will be over near Charlie's in that strip mall there. And on the 29th will be their grand opening, and they're sharing their profits with the Mayor's Fund from the 29th. So if you want to patronize our fund indirectly, go see Papa John's and patronize them on the 29th. Next, I'd like to kind of reflect over the last 22 years. When I got into public service, I didn't imagine 22 years of my life being spent serving the city, and it doesn't feel like it. But I have to say that I would not still be serving if it wasn't for my family, the support they gave me, for the residents. While there were challenges, I felt that I could meet them, and I told people that said, I don't mean to complain, but it's the part that I don't hear, that I don't know about, that can't be addressed. So I never viewed them as complaints, I viewed them as opportunities to improve. Whether it was my improvement, the community's improvement, whatever, I looked at it as an opportunity, not a complaint. And then I have a staff of directors. Matt's the newest director, Matt Eisenbraun. I hired him just a few months ago, and I'm already confident that it was a great choice. He's shown in that short period of time that he's up to the task, probably more than I knew. There's a few things that have already surprised me, and that's great. The next least senior director is Kim Downey, finance. She came into, to put it simply, a mess. And in very short order, she had the ship right, everything correct. We've had 2 great audits in that period, and I could have never thought that she would have got things to where they were as quickly as she did, and she continues down that path. Kim has been tremendous in the finance department, and I'm super proud. A great hire. I'm very proud to say that she's our finance director. And then the balance of the directors all have some years on them. So, not that they're old, but the fire chief is probably the next in line there. So, Chief Hersong, he was a firefighter when I started here and was promoted to the fire chief when our former chief retired. I was on council at that point, and there was not a lot of discussion about whether he was the right choice or not. It was, is it the right time or not? And it was. He's been an excellent fire chief. He continually is talking about how to improve, expand services, what's going to do best in the community. He looks for every avenue he can, and so does his staff, to bring dollars into that department from agencies outside of the city. Annually, we see grants come in that they've written that benefit the fire department, and that benefits the city as a whole, because that's a piece of equipment or that's something that doesn't have to be funded out of the general fund. So I look at the chief and I look at the department, and I can see his leadership throughout the ranks of his department. Mr. Dieters was the law director when I got here. I have a very minimal relationship that I had with him before he came here. He grew up in the area I did. He knew my brother more than he did me. Very professional. When I came on council, at one point we had a mayor that and him didn't have a like thinking, but he was very professional about it, went through it great. I've learned a lot from the legal side of things from Mr. Dieters. He counsels me all the time about questions I have. This is the way that we should do this. This is a way that we could do it, but there's issues there. Very, very talented at what he does. Council is very lucky to have somebody so knowledgeable in this field. And then we have Chief Lindsay, the longest-serving director that I'm aware of. I don't know if Mr. Dieters predated him, but I know employment-wise.
Got me by a couple of years.
Huh?
He's got me by a few years.
Yeah. So Chief was here when I came here as the chief. He was a young chief at that point in time because as in young in tenure.
He's still young.
at heart.
That's
Young in
right.
tenure. It was only a few years before I came on council that he went from being not the chief to becoming the chief of the police department. And I'm sure that was a pretty big task because the department had some turmoil when he took over. He has shown true leadership in this department. In the past couple of years, there's been a tremendous amount of turnover within his department with retirements, people leaving to go to other departments. And if you were down at the police department, you probably wouldn't realize we had some new staff because he's very, very good at managing that change. He's found a great group of candidates, and through those candidates, we found the best to hire for our city through the process, the civil service process. And then he has a process to onboard them, and within a few months, they know Harrison, they know the way we do things. He's very professional. He can be put in an extremely uncomfortable, difficult situation, and if you look at him, he's just as calm as can be. He might get a little bit red, but at the end of the day, he keeps his cool, he manages his P's and Q's, and that's why you don't see our police department on the news. That's a great thing. I applaud him and all the other directors for their support. Having strong staff made my job easy. The council that's up here also has worked with me more than against me, so that's made the rowing very easy. And all of that has helped our community to move forward. And Ryan, I hope that you have as much support, as much success as I've experienced, and that every one of these people here do that. And I just realized I have a director in the back of the room that you weren't in my plain sight, Jim.
Got two of them back there.
So Kim Sovereign is our recreation commissioner. She fills an important role, but I'm kind of focusing on our department directors, and I don't want to slight Kim, but Jim, so I recruited Jim to come to the city. Our public works director had resigned and left. We had a period of time without a public works director. When the mayor at the time decided we needed one, I went out and started asking people who might be interested where I work, because there were several people that had some of the credentials. Half an hour later, I got a resume on my desk from Jim. I knew his ethics, I knew his background. I brought it in, gave it to the mayor. I told the mayor I can't sit in on this interview, I'm too close, I know him. And the mayor came back and he says, I don't know where he found this guy, but man, he's great. So Jim's run the utilities for roughly 20 years now. He has watched our water and our wastewater departments grow. Water softening was installed during his tenure. We looked at that for the better part of 9 or 10 years before we decided to pull the trigger on it. He also has the streets department. He has the senior center under him. He has all of the employees that are not in a different department in the community center report to Jim. So he's got a multi-group of people that report to him. And Jim, I want to congratulate you before I leave. He is retiring next year. I wish you a very long and very enjoyable retirement. The years that you've put in, not just here at the city, but at your other jobs, I saw the dedication when I worked with you at Fernald. I saw the dedication here at the city, and if your family gets that same dedication from you when you retire, they're going to be so blessed they won't know what to do. So, but I'd like to thank everybody up here and out there for your support over the years. That concludes my report. Bill Dieters, Law Director.
Members of council, yeah, I just have a few things I want to say in relation to you leaving us. First of all, I think I'm speaking for myself, but all the directors. It's been an absolute pleasure to serve under you. your professionalism and your ability to let us do our jobs without micromanaging us and having faith in us and trusting in what we do has been amazing, and I know everybody would second that. I also want to thank you for 22 years of service. It's hard. There's a lot of sacrifices. I'm sure your family has made sacrifices. You're not always at dinner. You're dealing with things and trying to juggle 2 full-time jobs at one time. So I want to express my gratitude, and I know the rest of the directors say as well. And then trying to sum up, like, as easy as I could, the time that I've served with you, and I think it comes down really to 3 words. Leadership. Your leadership has been amazing. You've known when to push on the gas, when to let go, and when to let people have their say, and when to shut people down. And so your leadership has been truly, amazing. The second one I would say is dedication. You've been extremely dedicated to the city, and that's been evident from everything you've done in your position. So both when you were on council and mayor. So I want to mention that. And the last one I think is the most important one is integrity. The amount of integrity you've had in that position is just, it's unbelievable. And it's got to be hard sometimes to be able to tell people the way it really is as opposed to what you think they want to hear. So I want to thank you again for your service, and I hope we still get to see you quite a bit. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson, do you have a report this evening?
Yes, short one. First of all, I want to congratulate the girls wrestling team of Harrison High School for being ranked number 2 in the entire country. I think that's unbelievable, and I think they're doing a great job. Also want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. On a different side, we sit up here on council and we sit on planning commission, and I wish we had the luxury of the people who attended the meetings, because they can say what they like and what they don't like. They can say anything to us they want to say, with nothing else going on. And I've got emails and I've gotten phone calls, and had one person sit right here in the audience in one meeting and told me to get a backbone. Well, like I said, I wish we had the privilege that you do sitting out there, because you can like something or not like something. Sitting on the board up here, whether it be planning commission or council, we don't have that opportunity to say we like it or we don't like it. We have to go by restrictions of zoning and law. And we can't just say, well, I don't want this project because I don't like it. And I hope you all understand that. We view things the way the facts come in, and if they abide by our zoning and if they abide by our laws, there's very little we have to say. And I appreciate the mayor for the appointments. I thank him for everything he's done for the city of Harrison. I think you've been remarkable, and I wish you well in whatever you endeavor in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Mr. Egner, do you have a report?
I just have a few things I want to say. I want to thank you for the time that I got to serve with you. I know it was only 4 years, but you taught me a lot in taking this position. I want to congratulate the Wolfords for all the support that they got from the city of Harrison and the city of Meckesheim. It really blew my mind to see it all come together. And I want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And along with Jerry, I want to congratulate the Harrison Girls Wrestling. My daughter just happens to be on that team. And she went 4-1 at the Citrus Duels in Olentangy, Ohio, and they won the team award for the Citrus Duels. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations to your daughter. Mr. Grubbs, do you have a report this evening?
A couple items, Mayor. Well, probably more than a couple, but I'll try to make it go as fast as possible. I do want to thank Kurt and Kim Wolford, the instrumental part that you played in establishing this relationship. It was an absolutely incredible visit when our friends and now family came in, and we were able to spend that time with them back in September, and I look forward to continuing that relationship, which I'll actually have some conversations with you about because we do have a future visit planned next year. So, but I do thank you for all your dedication to developing that relationship. I do want to touch on the Legion and the Moose Lodge. You know, I had the opportunity to work with the mayor at the Mayor's Fund distribution this past Saturday, and the effect that the mayor has had and the Mayor's Fund board has had on our community with the help of organizations like the Legion, like the Moose Lodge, like the VFW, like so many other organizations throughout our community is absolutely incredible. To see probably 300 kids thereabouts be able to have toys for Christmas Day, as well as the support of JTM to distribute food, the Southwest Local School District to provide canned goods and clothing was absolutely incredible.
Church on Fire.
Oh, Church on Fire also. Sorry, Church on Fire. And I'm probably leaving some others out, but to see that impact in action, and it all starts with an organization that doesn't toot its horn, that doesn't beat its drum. It's just silent action of going out and being active and caring. So the mayor's leadership, the past 8 years on the Mayor's Fund has been absolutely incredible, and the number of lives impacted under his leadership is absolutely incredible to think about. But I thank the organizations that help out so much. Do want to thank Cindy for stopping out this evening, recognizing the years of service that the mayor has put in locally is great and well-deserved, but coming out of Columbus as well is I think even more deserved. The impact at the local level that he has is where it's all at. So I do want to thank all the employees and wish them Merry Christmas. Obviously, we have police officers, firefighters, street workers that come out while we're sitting at home on our Christmas morning. I want to thank them ahead of time for their contributions and their service as we get into the next chaos of the holidays with Christmas and New Year's and Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and everything else. Take some time to think about them and pray for them, and if you can, drop off some goodies for them. So, obviously I've talked about this. You know, the mayor has been absolutely incredible part of my life here on council. The number of times that we've sat down and talked and hashed out any topic, it didn't even matter what it was. Just his counsel and guidance has been absolutely incredible for me, and you know, he has really set the stage for me moving into the seat in 2024. And in a lot of ways, while I do have one director retiring on me, we'll have to get that seat filled. He's really set the stage to be fairly easy with the leadership that we have in place between the fire department, police department, economic development, finance, because they're true professionals in their roles, and it'll really help me as I transition into the seat. And I want to thank him for all his years of service, counsel, guidance, and friendship.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's all I have, sir.
Mr. Samuels, do you have a report this evening?
Yes, I do, Mayor. Police committee did meet tonight. As always, we talk about the monthly crash report. There were a total of 31 total accidents, with 17 being on public roadways and 14 being on private property. Current staffing is 23 sworn officers available for full duty, with one officer out on leave. The police department did receive a check from JTM for a little under $5,000, and that is going to be used for 2 dry suits for 2 members of the underwater search and recovery unit. So we thank JTM for their donation. Regulated vehicle ordinance, we've had a total of 45 inspections with a total of 42 permits that have been issued. Lexipol conversion update, that is ongoing. We don't expect that to come to an end anytime soon, but it is an ongoing process. All officers have completed their OPATA, CPT, or continuing professional training requirements for 2023. They were all required to complete 24 hours of training. That has been completed, and I believe the training requirement remains the same for 2024 at 24 hours. The Motorola base station update, we're hoping that delivery will come in the next 3 months. And the chief has been doing a lot of monitoring of the new statute that was passed in Ohio regarding the legalization of marijuana. So he's been doing a lot of research, trying to keep up to date on the information that is coming out. So, and that is constantly new information. As we talk tonight, most likely a lot of the legislation around this won't be complete until January. So, as we're hitting the final rush towards Christmas, the chief did provide us some helpful holiday tips. I'm not going to read through all of them, but just some of the highlights that are on the list. Never leave your car running, unlocked, or unattended. In parking lots, always be aware of your surroundings. Never leave your valuables in plain view inside your vehicle. This is what many criminals look for. It is an easy target. Remember to lock the doors of your home and close your garage door. And last but not least, don't drink and drive. Use a designated driver or let a friend drive, or use a car service to get where you need to go. Also want to thank the city employees for all their dedication and their service this year. I usually try to recognize them at the end of the year, but we do appreciate the effort that you do make throughout the year. Last but not least, I would like to thank Mayor Nyer. That have been a lot of nice comments said, and I won't, go over those again. But from my side of it, a big thank you for your guidance. I've only been on council. This is my end of my first term, but I always appreciated. There was never a phone call that went unanswered. There was never a text message that went unresponded to. Always available for any question that would come up. So I do appreciate all of your effort and your service over the years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Mr. Aker, do you have a report this evening?
I do. When I was appointed to council again, I got a stack of documents from Lexi Dole, and one of them was dealing with the district and their request, and I've made a report that I've given to all the members of council, and I'll be giving one to Mr. Abrams. I'm not sure if I will be in that role or who will be in that role as the council liaison to the district, but I thought I should at least put my closing thoughts in on it. About 30 years ago, I was elected the chair of the Republican Party, and I was sitting around a table, I guess it was a little more than 22 years ago, with Randy Shank, my wife Debbie Akra, and Jim Robertson, and as we plotted our plan for world domination, we decided we needed more candidates, so we put an ad in the paper, and that's when Mayor Nyer showed up. And he's been a good servant for 22 years now, and I'd like to thank him for his service. So if you're mad about him being up here and you're a family, I guess it's partially my fault. I found it interesting what the Wolfords had to say tonight. I have twin sons in their mid-20s. Invited a group of friends to our Christmas event this year. And they had people from Dayton. The one girl had grown up in Arkansas, moved to New Jersey, and then finally is living in Harrison. Another girl that showed up was, she had lived all over the country, but she spent most of her life in Alaska. And it's funny, the things they said about Harrison, I heard that night when they came back to our house. The girl from Harrison probably said she just kept expressing her amazement at our city. And they finally said, "Why do you keep saying that?" And she said, "I feel like I've been sucked into a Hallmark movie, and it's happening right in front of me." And she was just amazed by that. And it probably was the nicest compliment I've ever heard about our city. Because that's how I think of our city. So I just wanted to say that and share that story and tell everyone a Merry Christmas. I'm trying to get into the spirit.
Fine.
Tell.
That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Maines, do you have a report this evening?
Mr. Mayor, I do not have a report, but just a couple of quick comments. I just would like to wish the city of Harrison a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I want to thank the Wolfers for coming out tonight and all that they've done in the last several years to make our sister city relationship happen. And lastly, I would just like to thank the mayor for his service to the city. And it's been a pleasure serving under you as a council member, and you'll be missed. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Wilson, do you have a report this evening?
I do, Mayor, thank you. First of all, I'd like to say I probably have a little different perspective of the mayor because I worked with the mayor before I came on city council. So for 6 years, I served on the Harrison Mayor's Fund, and I can tell you that the mayor will do everything that he needs to do to make sure that every family that would come to us that needed help was helped. And he just went above and beyond to make sure that a family needs were met if we could possibly meet them. And I know that several times we had people that didn't show up when we were giving out the gift distributions, and we would make sure between the mayor and myself that that food and the gifts got delivered to the family, not so much for the adult members of the family, but more for the children of the family. So I had a great respect for the mayor before I ever got on city council, and it has been great working with you, Mayor Nyer, the past 4 years. We're going to miss you. I know you'll be back around, and I don't think you're going anywhere. And it's been an honor. Also, I'd like to thank Reverend Joshua Long for being here tonight and leading us in prayer. I think it's really important that every meeting that we have someone guide us in prayer, because we sure do need them up here. And the Wolfords, I can't say enough about your kindness and your openness to all of us. It's been a real learning experience for me, because I wasn't really sure about everything about this sister city when it was first proposed and what it was doing and what was going to happen. But when they came over here and they were so welcoming and enthusiastic to be here and to be part of it, it was just wonderful. And this never would have happened without your vision, without your enthusiasm, and you opened your home to all of us, and I really appreciated it very much. And to all the people, all the directors and all the people who work for the city of Harrison, it's just really, it's just really amazing how much everyone cares, and they go that extra step to help you. I know that I've reached out to the police chief, the fire chief, with questions and concerns that I've had about different things. And they've always answered all my questions and never seemed like I was bothering them, although they probably thought, oh my God, there she is again. But I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And to please remember that not everyone will be home for the holidays, that we have so many servicemen and women who are serving all around the world for all of us. And even in my own family, that my granddaughter's husband is serving somewhere. We're not exactly sure where he's at, but he's serving somewhere, and he's not going to be able to be with his family. But we're fortunate that my son is going down to pick her up down in Georgia and bring her back to have the holidays with us along with their daughter. So we appreciate you, Mayor Nyer. And also, Risa, we appreciated your dedication told all of us, trying to keep us straight. And I know it's not easy, but we appreciate you, Risa, and thank you for your
Thank you.
service. That's all, Mayor.
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yay.
Mr. Wilson. Egner,
Yay.
Grubbs,
Yay.
Samuels,
Yay.
Akra, Maines.
Yay. We stand adjourned until next year. Thank you.